All right, so today I want to talk about gas prices. It's nobody's secret that gas prices are through the roof. Nobody can afford it. It's making people make real life decisions where that money could be used in the household for other items or just things that are more important. But you got to get around. You have to go back and forth to work. If you have a family, you have to pick your kids up from daycare. As human beings, we have things to do, which requires transportation. Now, I'm seeing gas prices are in between the range of, I believe, $4 to $4.50. I believe in Mississippi or states like that, it's down to like $4, give or take. But it's bad. It's really bad. And it's, difficult to mention the overall cost of fuel or gas without mentioning the conflict or the war in Iran. It's no way around it. Whether you want to talk about it or not, it's what's causing the gas prices to go up. I believe the highest diesel had gotten, I believe diesel was at like $8 a gallon. I even saw in California during like late spring, it had gotten to like $6.12 a gallon. Like, I don't even know how people in California are surviving or meeting their basic needs. Because, California does have, for a state, one of the richest economies for a state in the country. But simultaneously, there are people who are low income, and middle class as well, who aren't going to be able to afford $6 a gallon gas prices. Now, I believe that is for premium, but during late spring in California, it had gotten up to like $5.80 for regular gas. Make that make sense. So, again, it's bad. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Like I said in my other video, nobody's saying that we're in a recession. But I'm gonna say, I think we're in a recession. I'm not a specialist, but the way things are currently, no, we're in a recession, right? And if you do a little research and you compare how things are now to our last recession, it can be argued that it's worse now than it was then. Back in 2008, $4 or $4.11 was considered to be outrageously high and expensive. And we've far exceeded that now, especially in states like California, Hawaii, and Washington. So, things have gotten completely out of hand, to say the least. And it also shines light on the amount of car repossessions we've been witnessing lately, where, people can't afford their car payments. Which makes sense, because if people are complaining about gas prices, and if they can't afford the gas to put in the car, well, how are they going to afford the car payments, right? So, this whole situation of gas prices, it's through the roof. Now, it's interesting because, again, this the conflict occurring in the Strait of Hormuz or in Iran, it's directly linked to the gas prices. And as long as it continues, the gas prices are going to continue to stay where they're at. Worst case scenario, they'll also continue to increase, right? Because a lot of tankers that would normally pass through the Strait of Hormuz, right? They're not gonna travel through that shipping lane or that, that narrow waterway to transport the oil if it means jeopardizing the vessel, right? So, yeah, this whole situation is creating a sense of emergency for average Americans where, we just don't have it, right? Excuse the chickens there. Now, if the conflict were to stop, I would say today or tomorrow, I mean, it would still take some time for things to get back to normal. I mean, at least 3 to 6 months, right? But we would need everything to stop. We would need, peace in the region, which is, I don't know how to say or predict when we can actually come to an agreement with Iran on reopening the strait. I mean, every time I look in the news, I'm seeing, they're negotiating. It's going to be reopened. They're going to reopen it today. And then within a day or two, I see, everybody's left the negotiating table. It's not going to reopen. And when it comes to prices going up for gas, etc., it goes up quickly. It goes up quickly, right? And it comes down slowly. I believe the term I heard in regards to that was rocket feather effect, something like that. So, and everything else around you, due to the prices of gas, is inevitably going to go up. If you're talking about your food, your basic items that you would need to get from a local Walmart, or any just supplies that you would need to buy, all of that is impacted by the price of oil, right? And I believe before all of this kicked off, a barrel of oil was like $70 a barrel, give or take, somewhere around there. And during this conflict, it had gotten as high as to like $126 a barrel, which is completely unsustainable for the average American, So, yeah, I mean, people just aren't able to manage, And I would say that we're going to have to stay abreast on, just what's happening in the world. Like I said in my last video, I mean, it does affect you. So there's really no way around it, whether you would like to pay attention to it or not. I mean, to some degree, you just have to. So, I don't know. But that's just my 2 cents on it. And I believe diesel, did I say diesel was $8 a gallon? You know, I mean, at this point, I would consider buying a horse. But I've even heard horse farmers say that buying hay is expensive as well. So I don't know. There's really no way out of this, and other than, you know, for there to be peace, so that flow of oil, the flow of oil can return back to normal. Yeah, so that's just my 2 cents. Now, when there's a rise in fuel, or the cost of fuel, there's a rise in everything else. I mean, it's directly tied or linked to inflation. So, yep, there's really no way around it. All right. I've heard that things like fertilizer is going to have to go up in cost. And basically everything else. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents on this whole rising gas prices. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave your comments below. Subscribe to the channel. If you agree with me, I'd love to hear your feedback. And if you don't agree with me, I will also still love to hear your feedback. Take care, guys.